Very annoying. Yes, DNS. The YouTube slider works. It's so strange that you guys don't hear the same thing as me. It was not like this. I will go over it with Fear Dragon at the end of today or maybe tomorrow, and then we'll figure it out. Gerald versus Trigger is going to be our first match. They played yesterday or the day before. Could be a draw. Can also be a win for our boy. Dallas didn't go all that hot for Trigger, but hey, Dallas was difficult. Everybody he played was very good. As you guys can see, we're very quick into the match because they have played earlier. I'm gonna go for this audio. I hope it's good. That's not good. It's too loud. And it's so freaking hard right now. Alright. I hope this is good. If it's still not good, just shout at me, let me know. We'll figure it out. Good luck, AJ. Good luck. Good luck, have fun. May the better team win. I am rocking my captain's armband. The one time I didn't do it, we lost. So now I'm superstitious. And I believe that it's mandatory for me to wear it. PvP on Dynasty is a very weird map to play PvP on. Obviously, you can expand on the low ground. You can also take your pocket expand. But if you take your pocket expand, it can be very hard to protect your probes. I think a lot of Protoss players are still not 100% certain. What is the ideal way to play PvP here? You know, honestly, I'm a bit clueless when I play. I just kind of wing it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It's a fun map to maybe like eventually end up on like double or even triple Robo and spam Disruptors, Colossus. But these guys at this level are incredibly deadly as Gerald is close to losing his pro, but he gets away with it. Ay, ay, ay. Good save there. Excellent save even. Mental victory for the man from PSISTORM Gaming. Nothing feels better than knowing your opponent had 8 probes chasing your probe and he didn't lose it. Thank you, Calls, for the win. Or Calls for win. For the 1 year anniversary, mate. So what I think happened to my Google Chrome is the same thing that happened to Spotify. I can still control it with my GoXLR for myself, but that is not the volume that you guys hear. And I have absolutely no idea why that is. But I'm sure that I can ask somebody who understands this beautiful piece of machinery. And the next time I'm casting Starcraft on a Monday night, it will be all sorted out. Hello, iHatsu. Can Vicky fix it? I don't know if Vicky is an expert on the GoXLR. Trigger has opened up with 2 adepts. Kills the scouting probe of Gerald, but he's gonna have to take care of that pile. And as Gerald is the first one to expand, seems that Trigger wants to expand as well since he's going double adept into double sentry. Well, yeah, that is kind of what's happening right now, Tony Westside, but I don't want that. Because the way that it was previously was perfect. Where I kind of know what sounds good to me and should also sound good to the stream. Now it's a guessing game, and I don't like the guessing game. Well, we'll sort it out. We'll manage. It will just be sometimes accidentally loud or too quiet. But if I just stop touching it, it will be okay. The only thing that makes it a bit harder is that the audio in between games from this stream is a lot louder than in-game. But it's mostly the certain ads. Trigger is going to warp in 2 adepts in the pocket expand, but Gerald, his pylon is going to give him vision. We have 2 adepts at the front as well. So far, none of this is really getting anything done, though. Not the start that I think Trigger was hoping for, not the start he was looking for. Not necessarily game ending, but doesn't feel good. Ah, he's going to get a probe here. 1 probe is good. With a little bit of luck, we can get 1 more. Ah, why didn't we go for a different probe? Oh, we still get it. Alright. Not great, but could have gone a lot worse. I'm very happy with the GoXLR, but It is A, kind of complicated, and B, has given me some issues. The first 2 years that I had this thing, I couldn't even use it because my old PC would just lag. The moment that I used the Go XLR, my entire PC would shit the bed. And then I tried it again when I got a brand new PC, and suddenly it worked. I was like sick. But I still have no idea how to set everything up. But I've got smart friends like Fear Dragon who can help me with that. Gerald gets a good scout of what is happening in the main base and natural of a trigger. In the end, you know, the numbers are still very similar. Gerald is going to have the mobility advantage, as he's going to have his hands on blink very quick. The trigger is sneaking out immortals. Main event tonight is Mana versus Sort of. And there's a reason why I picked Mana Sort of. We'll talk about the victory and bounce later, but Mana got very unlucky in Dallas. Because Mana played his first round against ShoWTimE, who's a really good French Starcraft 2 player. And then after losing the very first round of the open bracket, he had to play Solar in lower bracket round 1. He lost to Solar, so he actually got $0 in Dallas. I thought that was incredibly brutal. I thought it was sad. So, to lift his spirits a tiny bit, I decided to invite Mana today. And I thought it was really fun to see Sort of, guys. He's been in Korea forever. We don't get to see too much of him when he's in Korea. I kind of thought it was a fun, old-school match. And we'll do that tonight at 8 p.m. Winner gets $150, provided by Basilisk. Loser gets $50. Gerald's getting 3 additional stalkers, but Trigger knows about it. Will he ever think about blinking across and battle that immortal? That seems kind of crazy. It seems for now he really wants that pylon. If you drop another force field, by the way, you make it almost impossible. I have never seen 2 guys battle this hard over a pylon. It's working out though. Gerald realizing that the vast majority of Trigger's army is now in the pocket expand. And he thinks maybe 2 adepts can find some success in either the natural or the main. As we've got Daddy Chill subbing. Thank you, mate, for the 31 months. Oh. Good warp in there by Trigger. Actually blocked these adepts from getting deeper into the main base. And in the end only lost a single probe. Might still finally get that pylon though, guys. Costed him an arm and a leg, but we got what we were looking for. Say this is a very important opening best of 2 with how close these other matches are. Like, ShoWTimE against Spirit, I feel good about it for ShoWTimE. But Spirit has actually been able to beat ShoWTimE the last 2 best of 5s I saw them play. And they were pretty one-sided as well. So we can just count on the ShoWTimE victory there. Reynor MaxPax I think is obviously kind of 50-50, right? Nothing would surprise me there. 2-0 Reynor wouldn't surprise me. 2-0 MaxPax wouldn't surprise me. And a 1-1 draw wouldn't surprise me. So, an important scrap between the 2 Protoss players here. As Gerald is enjoying a 3-base economy. Trigger is going for the 2-base all in. Ooh, that VAR Prism is so important, by the way. Can't lose the Prism. Alright, get a Stalker kill. We'll take it. Trigger can obviously go towards that gold and deny mining and stuff, but that's not gonna do that much for you, right? If it's still 2 bases against 2 bases, you're looking for a little more. If you're Trigger, you're looking for the W here. And we're gonna need to spam force fields. The cannon is gonna be annoying, very difficult to deal with. Max force fields on the side of Trigger for at first. Might actually be able to get that immortal too. Drops another force field, gets the kill as his War Prism is still alive as well. What a great start to this fight. And what a great start to this push for Trigger. He drops a few more force field. Battery overcharge could buy some time. First disruptor is out on the side of Gerald, so he's gonna fire a Nova. Probably will go for the guaranteed kill on like sentries. I'm gonna split off a couple stalkers to deny mining. I kinda like it. A forward blink there. That does mean that this Nova has crazy potential. Gets a really big hit from the high ground. Disruptor does die. Trigger still has 3 immortals, and as long as these 3 immortals are alive, I believe this is good enough to straight up win the game. Maybe we can go for that pylon, by the way. There's too many pylons powering the batteries. Another disruptor has arrived. We are looking for a great shot on the side of Gerald. Trigger is going to do his best to prevent that. These Serrals, by the way, are doing a really good job in tanking so many of these shots. And that means that Trigger has now lost every single immortal. But he does still have a lot of stalkers. He does still have a much bigger army. And that Nova completely misses. And that should be good enough then. Minus 24 probes, minus disruptor, minus immortal. Get another stalker kill. The cannons are not really here anymore. As long as we don't eat a monstrous Nova to the face, I want to say I think this is a Trigger victory. And now we can just rotate our army and start putting pressure on the gold. Trigger is also going to go up to 3 bases at the 9 o'clock position. Gerald not pulling the probes here away, by the way. What the hell is that? Okay, well, he was already down in workers. Now he's down a whole lot more workers. Maybe feeling that he just needs to keep mining off that gold, but could have at the bare minimum pulled them away for a split second. You don't see that very often, guys, that somebody just leaves his probe at the gold while they're being fired at from the other side. Trigger is going to do a great job for us here for Basilisk, and that is at least give us a 1-0 lead at the bare minimum. I assume that one of these games was in the American server, one of the games is going to be on the European server. Most of the time, game 1 is on the American server, so perhaps Trigger wins on his home server, but we'll take it. It's a big win for us. Not this time, Adrian. Not this time. As I told you guys now a couple times, and I'll say it for the last time, this match has been played either yesterday or 2 days ago, but I don't know the outcome. That's why we don't have webcams, and that's why the game starts so quickly. I'm sure that my teammates know if they asked. They don't always know. Last time they didn't know. The bottom right side, hailing from Poland, it is PSISTORM Gaming's Gerald. Obviously, PSISTORM Gaming and NaVi. Top left side, it is a Trigger versus Gerald. This is the one best of 2 that's not live, Champfire. The other games will be live, this one is not live. Gerald was not available. 2 years, I haven't caught a stream in a while. Rocket Sam 3. I recognize the name Rockets though, mate. Thank you for the 24 months. Why TFT? Is that for the Team Fight Tactics? Seems like the nerds had a pause. That's the nice thing about having replays, we don't have to wait. Of course, live games are always more exciting, but if it's a replay that nobody knows the outcome of, I don't really mind casting it. I will not be sitting here casting games of Dallas, you know, the tournament that happened, and I know every single result of every single series. That would be silly. Casting replays of games that were played 2 days ago, that's not that big of a deal. I still prefer live, but this we can live with. Both players going for a double gate on the high ground. We'll take it from there. Trigger didn't really have a very good start, right, in the previous game. Like, the first 4 adepts, they barely got anything done. And if I would open up with 4 adepts and I kill, like, 2 probes, kind of feel like it's a bit of a disaster game. He just did a really good job with his Immortals, and he dropped great force fields. It was an all-in, for sure. There's no other way to spin it around. Sure, Trigger eventually dropped the 3rd base, but completely irrelevant, right? It was an all-in. But hey, who cares about being an all-in or not, if it works? Yo, Roddy, why do dads take an extra pair of socks when they play golf? Just in case they get a hole in one. I knew that joke. That is the one dad joke that I would have known. Yeah, Madison won. And I gotta say, he's a really nice guy. I had a dinner with him at a wing place. Unfortunately, not Buffalo Wild Wings, guys. Not Wingstop either. Like some sort of a wing place in downtown Dallas. Very nice though, gotta say. Excellent nuggets. And I didn't get to eat anything on bone because I didn't want to make myself dirty. That was cool. And yeah, he's very nice. Sam, aka Ristic Studies, I believe it is called. Yeah, and he got very into Starcraft as well. And he's been active in the Basilisk Discord. And he's like, I don't get it. Like, why was Serral Oliveira so close? But why was Serral Maru one-sided? Like, what's the difference? And he was trying to learn. He really got into it. It was awesome to see. Very cool dude. I don't know much about Magic the Gathering, but I know he's a big name in the world of Magic. And yeah, just a very nice guy. Handsome fella too. Why don't seagulls fly over the bay? That one I don't know, mate. Trigger, by the way, back-to-back games going for the Robo. Meanwhile, Gerald in the bottom right side of the map has dropped. The Twilight Council is going to go for Blink Stalkers once more. Yeah, the bosses of Basilisk told me that Sam was watching Serral versus Maru from his hotel room, but because the games were so excited, he decided to sprint over after like game 2 or game 3 to be a part of the live event and watch it with everybody else and see the crowd popping up. And he said that game 5 was one of the best experience he's had in gaming, so I thought it was awesome. It's always nice to meet new people, and I met a lot of new people from the stream or just randoms right throughout the weekend. Everyone was so nice in Dallas. I hope that continues at Home Story Cup. Even though at Home Story Cup, as much as I know a lot of people there and I've got a lot of friends visiting, there's always like the occasional weirdo who thinks it's really funny to not be nice. Like, this is my moment to tell you that I really don't like you. That's all. Alright, mate. You're lucky that we're in a professional environment, but other than that, I'd be a lot less polite to you. In Dallas, nothing but good experiences. Everybody was mega kind. Trigger is going to take a note out of the playbook of Hero. And Resonating Glaive Adept. Gerald gets a pretty good scout. If you guys are wondering, if you're Gerald right now and you scout this, what should you do? I actually think you just go heavy on batteries, sentries, and stalkers. I think sentries are very good against this stuff right now because they deal more damage and they die less quick. I wouldn't try to go up to 3 bases too quickly. I would absolutely recommend sentries and batteries though. Just pure stalker, guys, that's risky. It could work if you snipe the Immortals, you snipe the Prism. But if you don't get those, you're going to have a tough time. It's actually surprising that Gerald is embracing like some sort of a semi-base trade here. Like, Trigger should never turn around, guys. Trigger should just fucking go for it here. Be like, oh, losing. Oh, that would be annoying. That would actually be very annoying. This might actually turn into a great move by Gerald in the end. He is going to take a lot of damage. Trigger has indeed not turned around. He is just sending it. But that battery overcharge is a battery overcharge for the ages. One Immortal is in a bit of danger. Gerald's going to get his own defensive Immortal. Wow, what a move by Gerald. You gotta give him kudos for that move, guys. That was absolutely fantastic. Unpowering everything. Denying the Immortal from popping. Denying Resonating Glaives from finishing up. And I believe that Gerald is now going to win game 2. And that means that we'll be all tied up. And it is indeed going to be a draw. I mean, it's not 100% over yet, but I think if you play Blink against Immortal Adept, it's all about surviving the first push. And he has now survived. Sure, Trigger has a few more workers, but this is where Blink Stalkers should shine like no tomorrow. Amazing move by Gerald. I didn't really think that was necessarily an insanely smart idea. Because base trading Immortals are good against probes, they're good against buildings. That was a sick play. Could not have arrived at a better moment. And Trigger now in all sorts of trouble. Might actually just die here, right? If Gerald blinks on top of the Immortal or activates the barrier. Maybe activate the barrier, disengage, snipe the Prism. Or just go for it immediately. You gotta snipe the Prism though. Now you gotta go for the Immortal. The man will get the Immortal. And the only thing that Trigger really has right now are slow gateway units. And it is not fun to battle Blink Stalkers with Adepts, Sentries, Zealots without charge. This is an unfair fight that Gerald should always win, with or without Great Micro. He's losing a lot of Stalkers there, to be fair, but a bit distracted, I assume, by the Adepts at home. But obviously, I want to say Gerald should be fine here. He's very fortunate that Trigger didn't have one more Immortal coming, but this Micro was a tiny bit underwhelming. But it's still good enough for the man from Poland, for the man from PSISTORM NaVi. Mostly PSISTORM Gaming, of course. GG. It's another draw, guys. It is a day of draws. One apiece after Gerald and Trigger are done. Thank you, Hydra. I feel like we're gonna need it, man. Tough clan war. Next one is very important. You guys believed in a draw. You don't see that often, but yeah. A draw it is. Spirit versus ShoWTimE. Best of 2. I'm sure they have played one more time after those best of 5s that I remember, but let me go ahead and take a little look at that. I just remember the trio in the regionals, and then right after that they had another series. I don't know if it was like Big Brain Bouts or something else, and Spirit won that one too. No, not Big Brain Bouts. Figure it out what it was. Maybe it was just the Monday Night Weekly, but then it would be a best of 2, or best of 3, excuse me. Not a best of 5. Take a look. Yeah, it was a weekly, and it was indeed a best of 3. I mean, Spirit has won the last 3 encounters against D Mauer. 2-1, 3-0, 2-0. It's funny, I still feel ShoWTimE. And it's not bias. Like, if you would put a gun to my head, I would legitimately predict the ShoWTimE. Hello, Cryomancer. Dallas was awesome. Much love to you and the rest of the casters. I will forward it to him, man. What was my favorite moment of ESL Dallas? As part of the competition, the tournament, I would have said Serral against Oliveira, game 5. Because I just thought it was so freaking tense, so close, so hard to call. Like everything that I love about Starcraft. Close series, came down to the wire. So Serral Oliveira, game 5. When it comes to Dallas outside of the tournament, I would say the Basilisk dinner we had in the Mexican place. It was Trigger, Serral, Reynor, me, and then Chris and Hans from Basilisk, Chris's wife, and Jeff, who's a social media manager. And we actually just had a fucking really fun dinner. I teased Reynor a little bit. There was so much laughter. It was fun. So, those are probably my 2 favorite moments of the week. I shared one of the one-liners that I gave Reynor with you guys. The other one I cannot share, but it was good. Jeff was especially cool. I'm just gonna assume that's Amir who's saying great things about Jeff. And I agree, Amir. Roddy, is MaxPax going to the Esports World Cup? I don't know more than you guys do. Every now and then I joke, saying that like I've had lunch or dinner with MaxPax. I've never met him, guys. I obviously speak to him sometimes on Discord. I think MaxPax is a great guy, and I really hope I get to meet him one day, but I don't know anything more than you guys do. A big best of 2 between these guys. It's ShoWTimE in the bottom right side for Basilisk plus ShoWTimE, and it's Spirit in the top left for PSISTORM Gaming plus NaVi. You say the chance is 0? I don't think it's 0. I really have a little bit of copium that MaxPax is going to the Esports World Cup. But that is not based upon anything. That is just based on my hopes and dreams. And a feeling. Yeah. Just hopes and dreams for now. And we'll see. Only time will tell. Double gas opening by ShoWTimE. I actually find this a tiny bit surprising. Why do we take double gas? And now we scout. Maybe he's anticipating some sort of a proxy. It is the case, but... I mean, you would almost do think that the money means something to MaxPax, because if it doesn't mean anything, why are you staying up till 5 a.m. to play the American Weekly all the time, right? Maybe he just loves competition that freaking much that it's more about the competition than about the money. But yeah, maybe the money could be a deciding factor for him to go to the Esports World Cup. Who knows? ShoWTimE, guys, is going to go for Proxy Void Ray, baby. We actually saw this exact scenario, same spawning positions in the most recent Big Brain bouts between Hero and Gumio. I spoke to Hero about that game and he was laughing. He's like, haha, easy win. I was like, yeah. And Spirit, after SCV scouting, is realizing that something is missing. I feel like I saw somebody else do this against Spirit. Maybe I'm not thinking of Spirit. And it was a game where the Protoss started building pylons and batteries a little bit too early at the bottom of the ramp. And it kind of revealed the fact that this build was happening. It was on Oceanborn, same spawning positions. And the Protoss was a really big underdog. But I kind of believed that he had a chance if he didn't reveal the fact that he was going for this so early. Now this time around there is no such thing, as Spirit is obviously aware of it. I assume that our defense is going to be Cyclone Bunker. Are they allowing fans at the Esports World Cup, brother? Yeah, absolutely. They actually have a very cool studio. If we do it in the same place as last year, Game S8, that studio is really cool. You get a sick viewing experience. So yes. Now, obviously going to Saudi Arabia is different than going to Germany or America, right? And it's a hard trip to make, but if you just go purely for the StarCraft, you're actually going to have a really good time being in that studio. This is one of the best experiences I think you can have as a fan. And I know two people will get triggered for me saying that and be like, sell out, whatever, but it's just a really cool studio. Assuming it's the same studio. And last year we did have fans. Like, people said there were no people. That's not true. Of course, not as many as in Dallas or Atlanta, but there absolutely were people watching the games, and they were StarCraft fans as well. Like, I had a couple guys that were even subbed to my channel for a long time. I had no idea that they were Arabic or that they lived in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi, whatever. It was cool to meet them. They were very nice. So ShoWTimE is going to get the container of its double Void Ray at this point. We have 2 Cyclones in the main, 3rd Cyclone in production. As Spirit is just repairing the ever-living crap out of the bunker. Are we ever going to go into a fleet beacon here, guys? Honk, by the way, Eamon. Will it just be nothing but Void Rays? Or do we go for a fleet beacon? Oh, he commits. He doesn't get it. Are you kidding me? I could sneeze at that Cyclone and it would die. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Depot gets picked up. We're now going to work on that bottom depot. It's triple Cyclone and a couple of Marines. I mean, Spirit will probably think as long as this bunker is alive, I'm going to be fine. I wonder if you ever have the money to go for an eBay. Like, turrets are not bad. They have one Void Ray, takes crazy amounts of damage, and the Void Ray dies. And the bunker does die in the end as well. But there's still so much firepower right now on the side of Spirit. This is a side of the Maur that we don't really know, that we don't talk about a whole lot. The cheesy side. Doesn't look too hot for us, guys. It does not look too hot. Thank you, by the way, Dave, for the 300 bits. I wish I could tell you I knew that Danny DeVito is, but I don't. I know there's a female singer that has a name close to that. But I'm sure that's not the one that you're talking about. Are we dead? Are we dead, or do we have a chance? Is there a world where I can spin this up to you guys and pretend that I can see ShoWTimE win it? I feel like we're pretty dead. Tank is on the way as well. If Boanan was here, he would tell you guys that the tank is the most important part of the defense. Can't believe that he disagreed with me and called me an old man. What a kid. You give them some chances to play video games and in return they call you an old man. And they say that you're senile and you don't know what you're talking about. Shameful behavior. Those video gamers are disrespecting me. Obviously, Spirit is gonna mine out his main rather quickly, right? He's got 2 orbitals in his main. If you're spamming mules, you're gonna mine that main out in absolute no time. A follow-up is a Twilight Council. Probably Blink. Like, I know sometimes it's very tempting to go charge against a 1-base Terran, but I would say that it's more likely that it's Blink here. Because of the Cyclones. Overrunning your opponent when he has this many Cyclones with a couple Zealots is going to be very difficult. Yeah, that's an ambitious spot to research Stim, by the way, guys. What are the odds that that Tech Lab is going to die at least once? I put the over-under on minus 140. And I'll take the over. I think it's going to die. I don't know when. And I don't know how. But I feel like it's gonna die once. It already has, lol. Yeah, but I'm talking about from here on out. Yeah, I know it died already once. You're right. Since most of the time when it dies once, they move the barracks and they build it elsewhere. That's the narrative I was going for. So ShoWTimE is gonna go charge first. And I do get it. Like, this is something a lot of cannon rushes do. It's something I've done as well in the past. And it's kind of thing that Spirit's army is already a little bit too big to go for charge first. We could really use a few more units here. Spirit is going to see an empty mineral line. And it could be for two reasons. One, the probes got pulled. Two, a recall happened to a hidden base. This is also how MaxPax started winning games against Clem a long time ago. Think of the Romanticide days, if you guys remember that map. It was always the biggest upset when Clem lost a game against King Cobra or MaxPax, you know. Because we put them in the same category as Protoss players. King Cobra, MaxPax, you know. They were similar. One of them decided to no longer just be a Void Ray all-inner. The other one still spamming Void Rays. Whenever we do get to see him. I like the Templar archives. 1 or 2 storms on the Marines could be devastating. Marines, I don't think ShoWTimE should really take a fight. I understand that he really wants to delay the process of Spirit expanding, but this Terran army just seems a little bit too big right now. There's one more battery. He's gonna go for it with a Guardian Shield. Prismatic alignment, target firing is pretty good so far. A couple of these Cyclones have melted, but the Zealots have absolutely disappeared against all these Marines. The guy with the gun simply does not give a fuck. That's a mistake, by the way, by Spirit. He should have killed the Zealots first and then the pylon. Because then you actually don't get the money back as a Protoss. Now ShoWTimE at least gets 300 minerals back. You don't understand fighting there? I think maybe in ShoWTimE's world there was the moment where the Terran army was just not that big yet. Maybe he hoped Stim wasn't done. And that the Zealots with Guardian Shield could have lived long enough. I don't really know. But yeah, it's obviously a shame, right? When you have the Templar archives, you can maybe go for Storm. You now lose all your voids. ShoWTimE is enjoying a 9-work elite, to be fair. Leave it up to Spirit, by the way, to now just drop a 3rd CC as part of the wall-off and play this game out in a very slow manner. Is this a 4 Marauder drop? You don't see that super often. Kind of funny because you know your opponent has charge. So now ShoWTimE should... Oh, it's Vikings! It's a 4 Viking drop, guys. That's pretty sick, actually. ShoWTimE went full bow and on, Reynor. That's what happened. Spirit knows that ShoWTimE has hidden base. A recall just got used. The entire army pretty much got recalled to deal with these 4 Vikings. That actually means that our top base is incredibly exposed. ShoWTimE's got another base coming online at the top side of the map. And I guess that's the one that he's going to try to defend. I would also like to understand the physics of how 4 Vikings can fit inside of a medevac. There are some terrible jokes that we can make there, but... So Spirit kills what he thinks is the hidden nexus of ShoWTimE. There is another one. I think with a couple great storms we could win, but we don't have storm as far as I know. Or at least I don't see any High Templars. I mean, 1 I can sort of understand, assuming you can like assemble and disassemble it, you know. Put it in piece by piece, but 4 seems a little much. Unfortunately, it seems that Spirit, his win streak over ShoWTimE, will continue. At least for now, here in Game 1. Now, Oceanborn is obviously not a bad Terran map. ShoWTimE can pick a better Protoss map as Game 2. Picks off another Viking. What a shame we lost that starport, guys. Imagine if we could have gone back into Void Rays. Huh. I have been in this situation many times as a Protoss player myself. But you know you're kind of dead, but you also know you can transition. So you're just gonna send it with Archon, Zealot, Stalker, but you don't have any upgrades either. And it will not end well. ShoWTimE at least seems to be a bigger man than me. And he's gonna expand again. This time in his natural. And we fire up Storm. I like the choice. I don't think that suddenly increases our chances to win this game. But it's a better chance than attacking into all those Withermines, tanks, and bio. Because that's never gonna work. So you may as well go for the ultimate Hail Mary. Research Storm. Take it from there. Very happy, by the way, that the stream started working a lot better. We had a crappy start, but it's looking good. Spirit finds another hidden base. Storm not quite done yet, but we do land a feedback that may scare Spirit a little into the idea that Storm is ready. We need like 15 seconds, guys. Can we get 15 seconds? Yeah. So much energy, by the way, on these medevacs. You don't see that very often because most of the time there is non-stop battling, right? But this has been such a weird game. There's the proxy Void Ray 1 base opening. But these medevacs have an unholy amount of energy. That means the Spirit can just stim for days, and he can even eat a couple of storms. ShoWTimE lands a decent first storm. Thinks about going for it, but the Widowmine connections are really big. And Zealots without any armor upgrades just die so fucking fast. The only thing that's remaining is the Archons, but the Archons can get EMP'd. D-Maur is trying to make something of a very dire game. It doesn't really seem like it's going anywhere. Nice to kill a ghost, but there is more where that came from. A whole lot more. Yeah. I'm afraid you're right, Mr. Halo Legend. ShoWTimE trying to space out these High Templars to land a couple of great storms, but the problem is that there's so much energy on these medevacs that even if, oh, that High Templar gets sniped, by the way, doesn't even get a storm up. And the Archons are kind of our last line of defense. With 3 ghosts at a time, it is just a matter of time before these balloons will get popped. And Spirit once more gets a W over D-Maur. D-Maur says, damn it. Tried to cheese one time and it doesn't work. Hmm. 1-0 lead for PSISTORM Gaming's Navi, which also means they take the lead in this clan war over BASILISK ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE can pick any map he wants, a second map. We're gonna pick Dynasty, guys. Golden Aura, okay. Tiny bit surprising, but hey. If D-Maur likes it, I like it. Thank you, Singaporean, for the 20 months. No, I mean, I had an interview with ShoWTimE last time. ShoWTimE did say that for some reason the WTL Code S is a lot tougher than what he thought it was. And obviously he's familiar with everybody he plays, but it's not really been the most glorious first season ever yet. But hey, it's a long journey. We're still happy that D-Maur decided to fight alongside us. And I'm sure that plenty of W's are ahead of us. If ShoWTimE can just win game 2, we'll be okay with it. Round 4 of the clan war. Top left side, we are looking at the main base of... Nope, bottom right side, sorry. It was Navi Spirit. Top left side. It is the man from BIG, Berlin International Gaming. As he has teamed up with BASILISK ShoWTimE. Should have sent Roddy. Reynor did say that he wants to send me out soon. I mean, I know that I always pretend that I'm the one in charge, guys, but obviously I discuss things with the boys. But if Reynor wants to send out Roddy once, who am I to stop him? I would like to play a few more games though. I've been a tiny bit inactive with going to Dallas and whatnot, but if the Italian stallion wants Roddy, he gets Roddy. We're building the barracks at home. We're building the gateway at home, and I'm obviously not expecting not a proxy out of D-Maur. I assume this is going to be a Phoenix Colossus opening. I think ShoWTimE kind of likes Phoenix Colossus on this map. Opening up Twilight Council Blink, going up to 3 bases, playing Colossus from there is not a bad choice either. But if I know my Maur, I feel that he's gonna go 1 gate fast expand. Stargate, couple Phoenixes into a Robo, 1 Immortal into Colossus, 3 base, we take it from there. What are the best Phoenix maps currently? I think all of them are great. I have noticed that it's more difficult to harass on Ghost River than the other 8. Because the main base is just so safe. I feel like it's kind of hard. In my mind, Phoenix should be good on Ghost River, but then I can never kill an SCV, so maybe it's not that good. Every other map, kind of like it. I think Alcyone is a great Phoenix map. I think Goldenar is a great Phoenix map. I like it on Crimson Court as well. Oceanborn, so-so, but it's not never bad. But it's alright. ShoWTimE is actually going to go Twilight Council. Alright. DNS has called correctly. Spirit, meanwhile, it's going for the old school, the Young build of Katowice 2022, I want to say it was. That he got a lot of Protoss players with back then. Seems to be a bit of an anti-Stargate build, but I actually think the Twilight Council here is a very good choice by D-Mauer. As long as we can pick up on the fact that this is happening, we have an Adept on the other side of the map, we're gonna kill this SCV, that's nice. If ShoWTimE can just scout this in time, I think it's very good. Because we don't have to worry about any drops, so we can just make a couple of Blinky boys, run them to the other side of the map, start shaving away at this army. Get in there, Tobias. I'm going for a Robo now. Okay, I don't hate that, but what we really need is a scout, knowing that this is the build we're playing against, and bring our Stalkers to the other side of the map. Spirit's build will work if he can just very casually #roll out, make it to the top left, siege up, press Tim. This build is going to be very powerful, and a couple Stalkers are not going to look all that good. But if ShoWTimE gets a good read on the situation, he brings the Stalkers to the right bottom, gets the Guardian Shield, gets an Immortal, a couple Zealots with charge, and then I think he should be fine. Stalkers would have had such a good time here already, by the way. I'm kind of sad that they're all at home. ShoWTimE is obviously worried about some sort of a drop, whatever drop it may be. I'm starting to like this a little bit less. I would have really liked our Stalkers just dancing here. There is no bunker. One Cyclone is not going to keep Spirit safe. Come on, Tobias. If we are waiting for this ops, it's really going to be a little bit late. Like 4 minutes, 50 seconds into the game, you still haven't seen a medevac, you haven't seen a Liberator. It is time. And he is indeed going to send everything to the bottom side. Now we need to start finding ways to buy time. And obviously crank out an Immortal, get a Guardian Shield right. Well, did we lose a Stalker? I think we did. Okay, this looks really bad, man. And we have just seen this a little bit too late. Spirit is already here. We are going to get an Immortal. We are going to get that Sentry. We eat another tank shot to the face. Spirit is sending more units through the right center of the map, by the way. Those are the boys as well. Spirit full sending it here for PSISTORM Gaming NaVi. We're going to need some really good force fields. Can we get citizens the rest over here? Can they trap these Stalkers? The answer is no. So this is good for ShoWTimE. We need sentries, mate. Let's get some more sentries, baby. Force fields are going to be sick here. I don't care which ramp he wants to go up against. Like if it's that one, I'm starting to like this for us. I'm going to get a free kill. Okay, we drop force fields. We shave off a couple of Marines. We get the Cyclone too. Starting to like it more and more, baby. We obviously need to make sure that we drop Shield Battery Overcharge at the right time. Look at them Stalkers go. They find a tank in the center of the map. Even if we lose a couple Stalkers, that is no big deal. What does science victory on Basilisk t-shirts mean anything particular? Yes, we are all scientists, mate. And you guys may think of Reynor in a lab coat. No. But Reynor is a scientist in his own way. Hashtag science victory. The boys love it. We love it. The bosses love it. We're gonna battle this bunker. The bunker will die very quickly. We have Stalkers flanking. I would like to stay near our batteries, by the way. It's a bit of an awkward fight. We force out the stim. That's good. Run back to the battery. This was maybe not the best fight, but I believe it's easily good enough. Because every stim hurts so freaking bad if you're Spirit. Spirit never got a starport here, guys. So he will not get medevacs. Every stim is Omega painful. He's gonna go for it right here. Stalkers will go for the first tank. And then Immortal is gonna go for the second tank. Fuel Marines is all that's left. ShoWTimE will at least get a draw on the board. And that means we head into MaxPax versus Reynor, all tied up. Woo! I love it. You guys believed in the draw. I believed in the draw. Man, I'm kind of nervous. Two of my favorite video gamers on the planet going head to head. It's MaxPax versus Reynor, best of two in a clan bar where we're all tied up. Do you guys think MaxPax wins 2-0? Do you guys think Reynor wins 2-0? Or will it be a 1-1 draw? And are we going to an ace match? I'm gonna go ahead and take a very tiny break, so you guys won't get any ads in the middle of this exciting best of two. Final match coming up. See you guys soon. Alrighty. So that's mega loud for me, but I don't think it's necessarily mega loud for you guys. Reynor has a very good record against MaxPax, but it is important to mention, and a lot of those games were played in the previous patch. Not on this one, and on the previous Mapu, not on this one. You should ask Serral about split audio. Yeah, I know Serral's very good, but Serral's already helped me so many times. I'll ask somebody. Like, it's not gonna be rocket science. I'll figure it out over the weekend. Because I didn't really have time for it, and I've learned something new today. I didn't even know that the Chrome audio is now different too. They haven't played any games on this patch. I can correct you there and say that they haven't played any official public matches on this patch. But of course they have played games on this patch in this map. Just those games were not for everybody to see. MaxPax, 640 elo. It's a little bit low. I have no idea why they lowered him. Well, what has he ever done to get lowered? And our boy Reynor, the Italian stallion, 791. Reynor with a hoodie I haven't seen yet. Of course, these games will be played cross-server. Reynor is still in Korea, MaxPax is in Europe. That means Game 1 will be played on US West, the server that favors Reynor. Game 2 will be played on Central, the server that favors MaxPax. If this is ending in a 1-1, we're going to an ace match. Let's do it, guys. Sick match. I'm actually pretty freaking hyped. I've been looking forward to this for a couple of days. Increase the volume a little bit. I think this should be kind of good for you guys and good for me. The bottom left side is PSISTORM Gaming's NaVi MaxPax. In my eyes, the best product player on this planet. And in the top left side, we are looking at the main base of the Italian stallion, that is Reynor, for BASILISK plus ShoWTimE. Reynor, of course, a quarterfinals run in Dallas. Fell victim to Oliveira, who activated the turbo, as Reynor likes to put it. Oliveira has his days, and on those days, he's an absolute animal. Unfortunately, against Reynor, Oliveira had his day. And to be fair, he was pretty freaking good the next day too. Isn't this the best Phoenix map? It's a very good Phoenix map, yeah. I like it. Don't think MaxPax will be playing Phoenix. MaxPax is gonna go Oracles into Adepts, into Blink Stalkers. And I assume a Robo early on with a Forge. Don't think we're gonna see him play like Mass Stalker, Zealot, Double Gate, or like play Stalkers up to the point where it becomes Blink Stalker all in. Kind of think MaxPax is going to be aggressive in the beginning and then defensive a bit later. Expecting Reynor to play Lynx into Roaches into Lurkers way down the line. Reynor is in Korea, not in America. MaxPax has gone 1-1 versus Nicorach and DNS this season. I mean, Adrian is an absolute animal. That should increase your ELO. 1-1 Nicorach though, okay. I can sort of see why. that costs you a couple points. Yeah, if you were playing Scarlet, I would have mentioned the Swarm House, but I feel like Reynor is not much of a believer. But yeah, good suggestion. It is true. Good map for Roach Queen, Ravager, Swarm House with a couple Nidus networks as well. Is Reynor playing in GSL Season 3? There is no Season 3 this year. There might be a new GSL season next year, but no announcements have been made about that yet. Mentioned it earlier, Dreams in Dust. I think there is a chance. It's obviously not that likely, but I have a little bit of hopium that he will. But I don't know for sure. I don't think there is anybody on this planet that knows for sure, other than MaxPax and maybe his family. Unless even they have not decided yet. Maybe they suddenly think it's time. Maybe the prize money is so large that he can bring out the entire family and... yeah, who knows, right? Let me know if game audio is good, by the way, guys. I think it should be good, but it's impossible for me to guess. And I've been sliding around again, so I may have messed it up. We've got J Money in the chat, guys, who in 1 hour and 30 minutes will play a best of 5 on this stream against Upper 3. A highly anticipated best of 5 for J Money. A lot of people in my Discord, a lot of other community members. Upper 3 is very confused about why this is a highly anticipated series. He says this might be a rivalry, but it's a one-sided one. I don't really care. I don't spend much time thinking about J Money, which has got me even more excited. Because J Money spends a lot of time thinking about Upper 3. MaxPax trying to get it. The drone does not get it. Reynor now gets 2 adapts. For really not a whole lot. Pretty good start for our man Reynor, I'd say. Needs to be careful with that drone. Hey, he actually got MaxPax to activate. Pulse the beam, or it was still activated. Most likely it was just still activated. Gets a shot off, but drone regeneration saved it. Health regeneration, that is. Don't see that very often. Yeah, we'll take this start if we're Reynor. Twilight Council and a Forge is going to be the follow-up for MaxPax. That is obviously not surprising, but killing those first 2 adapts while not losing anything, that's gonna make you feel pretty good if you are a Reynor, or any Zerg for that matter. Interesting expand pattern by Reynor though, I'm gonna mention that. I feel like you don't see the Zergs take that base as their third very often. MaxPax is just gonna expand in a horizontal manner. Blink +1. That is what we expected. Will Reynor go +1 melee here? Or does he go missile? I kind of feel like it will be +1 melee. Makes some sense. Reynor obviously is very familiar with MaxPax. He kind of knows what to expect. He knows what MaxPax likes as well. Reynor has done a, I want to say, very good job so far in saving most of the drones. Now, of course, you do lose money, right? Every single time you morph it into an extractor as Spore Crawler. So it ain't all for free. But it's a lot better than losing all these workers. MaxPax accidentally queues up a +1 air armor. Don't know what that's all about. I don't even know if this is like trying to be some sort of a fake. It just seems very unlikely. Reynor has no real reason to ever take that serious. There is +1 melee on the way right now for Reynor. I think it's just a misclick by MaxPax. Should probably cancel that. It's a complete waste of money. 59 workers against 59 workers. We do have a ramp that we can work with here if we are Reynor. One of these creep tumors coming online and going forward would be fantastic. He makes 5 more drones. This is already happening. I don't know if I like those 5 drones at the moment. Kind of feel like we need more units. At least one creep tumor, by the way, finished up, but it has been revealed already. A Stalker died there. Game 1 is played on US West, the server that's slightly better for Reynor. Reynor should not go too far. There's a stasis trap, and what a stasis trap it is. MaxPax now immediately links across those 4 roaches, 3 queens. Will end up losing 1 or 2 stalkers, so it wasn't even all that bad yet for Reynor, but obviously Reynor lost a lot there. We still have the oracles too, and the oracles could come in handy. Reynor cancelled, by the way, +1 melee and went for missile attack in the end. Now the roaches are off creep. I don't like this at all. At least he kills an oracle. I like that part. Looking bad. Reynor needs more units, but it's gonna feel like a century before these reinforcements show up. Meanwhile, MaxPax is just microing his stalkers one by one. And these are not numbers that really spark joy to any Zerg heart around this planet. Queen's running low on energy. Roaches are getting picked off one by one. A couple of the extra roaches have popped, but stalkers numbers are already too high. I'm afraid that Reynor is kind of dead here. Simply too many units. Just, I mean, the stasis trap, I think, is really what did Reynor dirty. Besides that, it felt like not too many things went wrong. Just like that. It is all over. MaxPax takes the 1-0 lead. And that means that game 2 is going to be very difficult and scary. The way the WTL Codex works, guys, is that if it goes to an ace match, you always get a point. If you win by going to an ace match, you get 2 points. If you win the clan war without going to an ace match, you get 3 points. So an incredibly important game here. A 3-2 lead for PSISTORM Gaming. If MaxPax wins the next map, it is all over. Reynor will probably pick Post Youth. That is indeed what he's going to pick. But the server will favor MaxPax. We are 2-2 so far this season. That is already 1 clan war more than we lost in the entirety of the previous 2 seasons. If we lose this one as well. At that point we may as well send out Roddy. So good map, bad server. That's the name of the game here on Post Youth. Roddy versus KJ. We will absolutely be down for that. KJ, I know we're not there yet, mate. You know, you and I, long-lasting friendship. If you're down to settle the score between these 2 teams, I'm all game, mate. I've seen you play in the big brain bouts. KJ got a 3-0 victory over Lino, I believe, back then. He's got a good track record on this stream. So KJ, if you want to send it, mate, I will speak on behalf of Basilisk that we are game. I can, but you have to be Terran. Honestly, I feel like that's still a pretty decent trade-off. If you're serious, I'll take it. I can play Terran, mate. I know how to build Marines and Stim. I'm an absolute animal. Thank you, Drickett, as well, matey, for the 10 months. And obviously, good luck and fun to you. You guys are making me sweat over here. Post Youth is a map that if Zerg players can get up to Lurkers, Lurkers I feel like are terrifying on this map. There's just so many great spots. It's also a bit difficult for Protoss to go up to 4 bases safely. You're very tempted to take the gold, but the gold is just so freaking vulnerable. And you have no idea what's hitting you from what angle. If you want to take the base that's above your natural, in MaxPax's case it would be at 6 o'clock in the center. That's just a very awkward 4th base to take. And then defending the 3rd and 4th also becomes very hard. My Terran would not be pretty. I'll tell you guys that much. But I believe my Terran is good enough to get the job done. But no, we'll save it for a rainy day, guys. I'm sure one day I'll be in the same room as KJ and we can have a fun little TVZ. And I'll get the replay or record it for you guys. Let y'all know how that would have gone. Today will be serious, but first we need to get there. Beating MaxPax when you have a ping disadvantage is not going to be easy, even if the map is good. And obviously see in the previous game, like MaxPax struggled a tiny bit with his Oracle. The Adepts weren't really able to get a whole lot done. Those are just US West things. It is Incredibly uncommon to see MaxPax lose 2 adepts against Zerglings that don't have speed yet. No, I do not believe he's gonna go air armor again. He might play different this time though. I feel like on this map, will not necessarily play the same way as he did in the previous game. Reynor felt a tiny bit indecisive right with the upgrade. The Evo Chamber finished up. He waited for a little while until he started his upgrade. At a certain point, started +1 melee, then cancelled it, went for missile attacks. In the end, none of it really came into play. I gotta say, it's a little bit unlike Reynor to walk down a ramp into a big stasis trap with all his roaches and queens. Not something that happens to him very often, I'd say. Every clan war is a sweat, hey, without Jonah. I miss my Finnish Phenom. These weekends were so much more enjoyable. Or at least they were better for my heart. I gotta say, as a neutral spectator, it is fun not knowing who's going to win. Not knowing how a lot of these series are gonna play out. But as the team captain of Basilisk, I kind of liked having the sweat-free weekend. I can just quote my favorite Feyenoord team slogan. Wij gaan winnen, alleen met hoeveel is de vraag. That's the case when Jonah is playing, but without Jonah, it's just like, I hope we are going to win. But you never know. First Oracle of MaxPax already more successful than those previous Oracles as he grabs 2 drones. Forces the other 2 to morph into spores. Twilight Council on the way. No Forge yet, by the way, on the side of MaxPax. Reynor does have a bunch of Zerglings. He's gonna get the Adept, and that's nice. Would have liked to see him go for that Probe. Kind of felt that that Probe was a guaranteed kill. Instead, we're gonna get the Pylon. And this time around, Reynor a lot quicker on the +1 melee. Grabs that, or that Adept too, by the way. So now it's 2 Adepts and a Pylon. Yeah, we like this. In the first season that Serral ever played in a WTL-Guest, Serral won 10 matches 2-0. And 1 match was a 1-1. And that was against Scarlet. Scarlet getting the best of Serral on Royal Blood, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, it looked like Serral was winning that game, by the way. No cap, but kinda thought he had it. So Serral ended the regular season with a merely 21-1 map record. Pretty impressive. Thank you, Kojao, for the 39 months. Tier 3 as well. Baller. +1 on the way for MaxPax 2. Forge felt a tiny bit later than the previous game, but in the end he's getting blinked. He's getting +1. Reynor enjoying himself with Zerglings and +1 melee. Taking the gold as his 4th base. I really wonder what MaxPax is going to take as the 4th. I assume it's the gold. This is so hard to defend. No tier 3 streak shaming Phoenix. We can't all be as cool as you, mate, and as sound as good as you. I'm still trying, but I'm afraid my days of trying to be cooler are behind me. It's only downhill from here. MaxPax gonna drop a couple stasis trappies already on the high ground. Hope that Reynor can get a glimpse of that as Reynor sets up a big run by. Don't forget, these lings have +1 melee. If Reynor can kill that battery immediately as he activates the stasis trap, it's awesome. He goes for the Stalker on the high ground instead. I don't hate that. Obviously the Stalker has blinked. As long as we have enough units at home. That Cybercore, by the way, is gonna take a lot of damage. It's gonna pull these Oracles back. MaxPax floating a bit of money, but obviously he can spend it the moment he warps in a bunch of Stalkers. Reynor fires up a hive of 60 drones. No, Thorn, the prices for tier 2 and tier 3 will stay the same. Only tier 1 gets more expensive. Tier 2 and tier 3 stay the same. But yeah, it's a bit odd, but it's okay, right? MaxPax getting a second robe and a robo bay as he makes a forward blink on top of all these links. Drops a revelation as well. This is a run by that I don't think has too much potential. Maybe we can get a gateway or two, right? That's nice. A couple cancels. Getting into the middle line on top of a battery, on top of a cannon is a bit too much. Oh, Jerry, that's so sweet, mate. You know, it's one of these comments that I don't believe it, but I'll take it. Thank you, matey. 3 more drones end up dying. That Robo is maybe a target down the line. Of course, there is a battery in the back as Reynor drops double lurker then. There was a day and age where that's on purpose, right? Just to get all those upgrades as quickly as possible as we go for another tiny Ling run by. MaxPax got the safety battery on the high ground. It's a great game between these two. Forward blink by MaxPax makes it impossible for these Lings to get on top of the Nexus. Reynor double lurker then. On purpose or accident, guys? It's a best of 2, Samo talks. If MaxPax wins this game, the clan war is over. If Reynor wins this game, there is a chance we see them again in the ace match, but never start talking about ace matches before you're actually there. Lemba says, I think it's on purpose, but it's still a mistake. Reynor walks into a stasis trap. He does have a lot of links. There's one Colossus that's going to put a number on these links from the left side. But the links still allowing the other Zerglings on the right side to get a lot of attacks off on these Stalkers. Keeping MaxPax at home for now. We are getting both upgrades at the same time. Reynor does not have any lurkers yet. These are going to be the scariest minutes of the day for me. Obviously we do have the big rainbows as well. Reynor may be looking for an abduct. Vipers are gonna get sniped though. The Stalkers getting a full volley off. First one gets picked off. Second one still alive. Great snipe by the Prince of Denmark. But our lurker count is getting up there. And as soon as you got like 6-7 lurkers, Stalker Colossus is not gonna break you anymore. He had 2 Vipers. One of them died. MaxPax looking for the kill on that second Viper too. But that's not gonna make it that easy. The Zealot run by could be gnarly, but our Lings are very powerful. They've got +2 melee, they've got Adrenal Glands. So I want to say Lings should be able to deal with these Zealots. Can we land it up dock? Yes, we can. That is -1 Colossus. Is that -2 Colossus that we see over there? Absolutely. MVP Viper. As the AT&T Arena goes wild. Even though they lost game 1, but it's all good. Wait, that's not the name of the stadium. Doesn't matter. Where do the Dallas Mavericks play, guys? Too many sponsored stadiums. American Airlines Arena? Is that correct? I know they play in Dallas. Links around as a couple of the Immortals could get in trouble here. Reynor just runs his entire army on top of this Protoss army. Does not give a damn, and it's Links with +2 melee that really shine there, obviously allowing the Lurks to get closer. Starting to dream about an ace match. MaxPax does have a Zealot run by on the right side at this 3 o'clock base. The drones are gonna get saved. Zealots do so well against Lings until Lings have Adrenal Glands. As Reynor leaves his Lurkers unattended, MaxPax thinks he can get on top of it. Gets one. One shot away from getting a second. I feel like at that point he should have gone for the second. War Prism in the main base though could become a bit annoying. Reynor is a quick player. Does he have units to deal with this? No. Maybe you should mine out these minerals at this point. It might make your life a little bit easier. Yeah, he has Adrenal. He got Adrenal very quick. Lurkers burrowing on top of the ramp. Do we have a shield battery overcharge here? I don't see it yet, and that actually means that these Immortals are dying. The Colossus is going to take a beating. Use battery overcharge here to save that Cybercore, but it cannot save the Stalker and the Cybercore at the same time. Reynor lost a couple drones, but he is finding crazy damage here. We've got a Viper as well. Lings in every single base. Vintage Reynor over here. Excellent multitasking. Nice stuff. There's still a War Prism trying to be annoying on the top side of the map, but it seems that Reynor is all over that War Prism as well, as you guys can see, with Lings underneath it. A Queen as Colossus and Immortal gets abducted by the MVP Viper. And I want to say, I think that should do it. We've got Lurkers coming in from the right. What a game by Reynor, man. Holy smokes, was he good. GG. And we're all tied up. Every single game was a draw. Alright, KJ. You ready, mate? You ready, KJ? You want that smoke, mate? You want to deal with those rotting Marines? Alright, let me just see quickly, guys. I have to discuss with the boys. Ace match will be played on Ghost River, by the way. I'm wondering about the server. I'm talking to the admin right now. Guys, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, the Ace match is going to be Reynor versus MaxPax on Ghost River. They're like, oh my god, what is it going to be? It's Reynor versus MaxPax. 34% of you guys believe this was a draw, and it is a draw. That means that we now have a best of one. Reynor versus MaxPax, a best of one ace match. Reynor, MaxPax. Give you guys 5 minutes. Alright, I'll ask Reynor what he wants to do. We used to play rock, paper, scissors to determine the server order. Apparently we have moved away from rock, paper, scissors and we are now coin flipping. Reynor says it's rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, apparently not. Okay, you handle it. Alright, I'll let Reynor handle it. Reynor does not want to flip a coin, he wants to play rock, paper, scissors because he believes he's got an edge. Lambo apparently thinks that it's skill based. Reynor sounds like Roddy in the casino after a couple beers and is like, guys, trust me, the 8 is coming, I've got an edge. No one ever has an edge. But hey, if Reynor believes he's got an edge in rock, paper, scissors, let's play rock, paper, scissors, right? Fun Clamor. Anonymous gifting a subby to Yona. Thank you, mate. I did one rock, paper, scissors a couple days ago and I lost. I forgot who it was against. I went paper because I tried to be smart. What did I play rock, paper, scissors in? Was it online or offline? I don't even remember. I have a pretty bad record in rock, paper, scissors. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely win less than 50% of the time, so maybe it is skill based. You won? Animal. Good luck, mate. I feel like I played rock, paper, scissors with Reynor. Yeah, okay. And I was like, I'm gonna go... I went scissors because like Reynor is smart and he knows everybody always goes rock. So, because of that, he's gonna go paper. And I went scissors and then just went rock. And I was like, fuck. I was like, you're dumb as a rock. I lost because I'm too smart for you. I forgot what we played rock, paper, scissors for, but we played for something, guys. Another W for science. Science victory. Alright. Take care, mate. Good luck, good luck. Ghost River is, I think, a pretty tough map to play a best of one on as a Zerg. But Reynor did have plenty of practice on this map, and in a lot of best of threes, Reynor does end up playing on it. I think that's probably for a lack of better options. I don't think this is necessarily a map that he truly loves or he thinks is great for Zerg, but probably hates the other ones a little bit more. Hello, Holden. Thank you for the 12 months, mate. Good luck tonight. At 6 p.m. guys, which is in 1 hour for me, 6 p.m. European time, so noon East Coast, 9 a.m. West Coast. We are doing another big rain bouts. It's a mix between community and old school figures today. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be fun. $500 on the line brought to you guys by Basilisk, of course. You guys can watch all the games over here. I will not end my stream, but I'll probably take like a little break. Because, as you guys know, I am not a young man anymore. And doing 9 hours straight of streaming without a proper break is a bit tough. So maybe I'll step away for like 20 minutes or so and chill a little. And at 6 p.m. we'll be doing it. I think this is when Reynor was telling us that the game is skill-based. And he won. That's what made him so happy. No, Vicky is gonna get me some food. I think it's gonna be a spicy McChicken and a couple nuggets. I am not ashamed to admit it. I love those spicy McChickens. Well, beginning of the day, I said I think this is an incredibly close one, and that every single best of 2 was very difficult to call. I said it in my first or second match that I played on ladder before we started watching Berserk Esports DKZ. I think it has lived up to that expectation, guys, and it has lived up to that promise. Trigger Gerald, a draw. ShoWTimE Spirit, a draw. MaxPax Reynor, a draw. And let's see who will get the bonus point. Top left side of Ghost the River. We are looking at the main base of the best Protoss player on this planet. It's PSISTORM Gaming's MaxPax. And in the top right side, we are looking at the main base of one of the best rock, paper, scissors players on this planet. He's got an edge, while for everybody else it's gambling. BASILISK Reynor. Another victory for science. Thank you, Sergi, for the 22 months. Appreciate it, matey. Reynor obviously tried some sort of a weird hedge block against Hero in the GSL Codas. That didn't really work out. From that very horrific start, Reynor actually played a pretty good game. And I think he was very close to winning that game. That's kind of like the only time I've seen him do that. It seems that Reynor is a very big fan of opening up with +1 melee on this map as well. Feeling that if you just play roaches defensively, you're eventually going to get out-microed and died. Zerg units can blink, Stalkers can. And this obviously is after the Adepts and the Oracles. But with the Zerglings with +1 melee, there is a chance to get some good wraparounds. And you have a lot more potential with your run-bys. You can even sneak in a Baneling nest eventually, get a couple slow Banelings, wiggle those into the third base. Whereas Parting, I don't really know why Parting is not streaming. I think he doesn't enjoy Starcraft 2 too much at the moment. Parting is a really big fan of the game that will be announced later today. Exclamation mark secret in the chat. It is the game from David Kim and Uncapped Games. You guys will be able to finally see some gameplay today. He'll learn a little more about it, see units, etc. Understand what kind of a game it is. Parting likes that game. He tweets, he retweets everything. He likes every single post of it. And he's also very good at it. When we were in LA together and we all played the game, I can tell you that Parting was very good. He was incredibly difficult to beat. I think I beat him the first time and he didn't really know what he was doing yet. And then every single game that Parting played, he got better and better and better. And yeah, unless your name is Liquid Clum, you're not going to beat him. And even Liquid Clum struggled. I don't know what time that review is exactly, but you guys will see it. It's going to be everywhere. Don't worry about it. I think that game is really sick. It is not an SC2 replacement. So don't go in with the idea like, oh, this is like the new Starcraft, Roddy, and then get angry at me when it's not. It's very different, but I think it's fucking awesome. But it takes some time getting used to. And I would say before you make up your mind, if you just look at it and be like, what the fuck is this? Play it. By the time you can, it's out there for everybody. Actually play it. And then tell me whether or not you like it. No, it's also not like Stormgate, because Stormgate is a lot more like StarCraft, right? David Kim's game is very, very, very different. However, some of the stuff that you love about StarCraft, Warcraft, whatever, it's there. The skill ceiling is really high. After we played for an hour, for a day and a half, literally nobody could beat Parting and Clem. Shocking surprise, right? It's almost like they're very good at video games. Anyway, TLDR, David Kim's game is really cool. I like it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this game, as MaxPax is not opening up with the Stargate. MaxPax is not opening up with Oracles. He's gonna go for 4-gate Resonating Glaive Adept. And that is something that if Reynor can get a quick scout on this. Maybe we can deal with this. It's an ace match, Philip. Once the teams are all tied up after 6 matches, if the score is 3-3, it goes to a best-of-1 ace match. PSISTORM Gaming picked MaxPax as the race. We picked Reynor. No, that's actually not true at all, G1. Pathing is very good. No, I have no idea why you make that comparison or parallel, but no. Nothing to do with it. Game is mega freaking quick. That's what I mean with skill ceiling is very high. Is that the game is very, very quick. It was a kappa? Okay. I didn't see it. Pretty nice, by the way, to kill a couple of adepts this quickly when you're playing against Resonating Glaive Adept. The Dark Shrine gets dropped as well on the side of a MaxPax. Reynor is going to make a few more drones. I do think it's super important that after these drones we go back to units, guys. We need units here. And Reynor will know that. Obviously slow roaches, it's hard. I like this. This is just the right amount of links that you don't really miss them at home. But this is super annoying for MaxPax because MaxPax doesn't want to warp in any units at home. He's going to lose that Stalker. After we kill that Stalker, okay, we're going to have to run away because of those units that got warped in there. So far, so good for the Italian Stallion. I kind of like where this is going, but never celebrate too early. Just one mistake is all it takes and you lose 15 drones when the game ends. MaxPax gets 2 workers in the main. He's battling here, but kind of love Reynor's defensive unit positioning so far. This could be that little mistake that I was talking about, but these adepts do get on top of these drones, and it's minus 11 immediately. And there are more adepts now running into the natural too. If we get these 4 adepts without losing too many workers, it's not that bad. I mean, I could have microed that a tiny bit better, right? We could have gone for the wraparound there. End up losing a single drone, I believe. So it could have been worse. Still, I want to say I kind of like it. I think the lair is done. Yep, we're going to fire up road speed. I'll take it, guys. As a Zork player, I'll take it. We've got Spore Crawlers too. This Warp Prism is actually kind of pinned down. MaxPax needs to be careful. There's a Prism in the main base as well. I mean, I don't mind it if he's not careful, but... Gonna follow this up with Double Forge. Reynor has weathered a very scary part of this game. And once more, we're never there. Ghost River kind of feels like your awkward neighbors. Speaking of awkward neighbors, I started watching a very disturbing show yesterday called RotterdaM on either Amazon or HBO Go, Prime, whatever. It has some very disturbing scenes. Those neighbors were even worse than these 2 neighbors, guys. I just got a new follower 2 minutes ago. Account name Your Sexy Fat. I cannot wait for the first chat contribution of that one. I'm sexy fat, guys. Now I want to click on the account immediately and it's like, is this a brand new account? Is this just for me, or are we just hopping around different channels? Reynor is enjoying a 7 worker lead with +1 missile attacks on the way. Road speed is done. We're gonna drop the infestation pit as well. MaxPax is ready for another move out. It's Fear Dragon's out. Fear Dragon does have alternate accounts on Twitch, he has said this. But Fear Dragon is literally too nice for this planet, where he even subs to you on his hidden accounts, where I don't know that it's Fear Dragon. And he's done this to a couple of us. There's a couple force fields go down. We have a single Ravager. I don't love this fight for Reynor, by the way. Those 2 Immortals, they just seem to be a bit too powerful. Now if we get some more units here, maybe we can turn this into a fight that we do love, as that War Prism is running out of cargo space. The start looks dire, but that Ravager showing up with the Corrosive Ball saves the day. Reynor gets another big victory. Those roaches... Oh, and we get the Evolution Chamber wall as well. Oh my goodness. Our boy is so back. Our boy is so back. He's never been more back. He will even tell us that he was never gone. We have an Overseer in the main base dropping Contaminate. The Italian Stallion, baby. What a sick game 2. And now a very good game 3 as well. MaxPax in trouble. Probably regretting Not opening up with the oracles here. Just great defense by Reynor all along. One tiny moment where the adepts got on top of drones, but hey, who's keeping track? Do still need to be a tiny bit careful. As long as we have a War Prism and 2 Immortals on the side of a Protoss, there is a dream. The DT gets surrounded too. Are we getting an Observer kill? No. That would have just been it. Then we'd absolutely be peeking up the chart. Will we continue our tiny win streak, guys? Can I start talking about a win streak for Basilisk and ShoWTimE? We started the season 0-2. We did win in Playday 3 and 4. And it's starting to look pretty good Playday 5. War Prism was taking damage, by the way, in the center of the map. The Observer is not showing us, for whatever reason. Yeah, Reynor felt the same way, Bully, so that's why we disengaged. I like it. You can always test the waters, right? Maybe that War Prism went out of position, and then you can take a good fight. If the Prism is there, you can just disengage. It's good to keep the Protoss on the defensive side of things. We're always thinking in that hive. Getting Hydras, Vipers. It's the Lurker, then it's getting online. MaxPax is getting Colossus. And you guys know that I'm a big fan of Colossus, but this is like the least Colossus moment I've seen in a while. I'm gonna have to worry about a lot of Roaches, Ravages, Vipers, Lurkers. Yeah. Maybe Disruptors would be a better player for the Prince. Or just more Immortals. That's never really a bad play. It's a little difficult to get 14 Immortals in Storm if you open up with a whole bunch of Resonating Glaive Adepts on 2 bases. And then you make a follow-up push with Sentries and Stalkers. And none of those work. Didn't he go for very quick double forts as well? I feel like I've rarely seen 2 forts spinning at once. Did he cancel one of them by any chance? For sure, I'm Kira. But you know, in the end of the day, you guys can just play whatever you like the most, right? Because the one abduct is going to land. A War Prism gets abducted as well. Unfortunately, we don't have any Hydras here, but another Immortal will fall. MaxPax blinks forward and does take a really good fight against the Ravages. But what are we going to do about all them Lurkers? As the Colossus gets abducted in the Ravages too. MaxPax seems to think that he can run into all these Lurkers. Does blink back rather quickly. Leaves the Immortal and the Colossus behind. Great fight by MaxPax though. Reynor maybe a tiny bit overconfident. Wow, he blinks on top of every single Lurker. And MaxPax actually going to get all the Lurkers here. I mean, obviously pays a pretty hefty price for it, but hey. Wins a fight that I don't think many Protoss players out there would have been able to win. Even before Extended Thermal Lens. I mean, if Reynor can just survive the next 40 seconds, I want to say he should still be fine. Grabbing some of these Zealots here, by the way, is a great start to stabilizing. The Colossus is about to get his hands on Thermal Lens. This time around we have more anti-air to it. Oh, Lynx coming in from the bottom. And yes, Colossus are fantastic against Lynx and whatnot as the War Prism gets abducted. No more reinforcements for you. No way to pick up that Colossus and no way to save that one either. Reynor doesn't just hold. Reynor absolutely hooks, smashes his way into what I am pretty confident is going to be a victory here on Ghost River. Unless we do something very silly. But why would we do silly things after having such a great game on Post Youth? And perhaps an even better game here on Ghost River. Stalkers are in no man's land. Colossus is going to get healed up by battery overcharge for a little bit. Kind of a weird attack here by Reynor. I'd like to see Reynor kind of group up his forces just a little bit. Or wait for a couple of these Lurkers. And that is going to do it. GG gets called. The Italian Stallion is so back, baby. He's so back. Up to the point where I would say he never left. What a strong best of 3 by Reynor. Well, it's a best of 2 into a best of 1. Awesome stuff. Rock, paper, scissors champ. That will do it for the WTL Codes today. Of course, it is Friday, guys. And Friday means big rain bouts. Big rain bouts means that we give away $500 to video gamers. All of that starts in less than 1 hour. I am gonna eat a tiny bit before that. You guys asking about an interview. I mean, I feel like Trigger will not be here. I can see. I can see if the boys are ready. If they want to do a tiny interview, I can do a tiny interview. But I also really want to eat. Tomorrow, WTL Codes will continue. I will not be covering it tomorrow. Because I'll actually be commentating some poker tomorrow afternoon. And I have to do some prep for that. And also there's a padel tournament happening here in the morning. that my brother and a real life friend are playing. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch them. No WTL for me tomorrow, but I'm very happy with how today went. What a best of two. See if the boys are ready for a tiny interview. Reynor is spamming my GIF. Trigger is offline though, so it would just be ShoWTimE and Reynor. I don't know. I mean, it is Friday night in Seoul. Reynor might want to celebrate a little. I'll see. Reynor, ShoWTimE, you guys. There will be more games, but it continues in 15 minutes. Reynor says, let's just go ahead and take a little break. Get your food in. ShoWTimE also says that he wants to eat. And Reynor says that he doesn't need to do any yapping. He's done all the yapping in the previous days. And he's done yapping. He will just let the games yap for themselves. So, no interview today, guys. Ooh. If Reynor sees this, though, he's going to call you out, chat. Shall we take a look? Who Reynor can give a hard time in the chat? That's what I wonder about right now. Summary. Alright, Reynor, these are your friends. You know, these are the believers. Yossarian Live, Eat Me Raw, K-Steel, Contrick, The Doctor, Jura Case, Good Intuition, Terrible, Jacobson, and Goblin Smoker. These are the believers. Who are the non-believers out there? The highest of Templars. Cass D. Not too many names that I truly recognize. Alchemist a little. Reynor gets the dub. And that means that we get another dub in the regular season. Awesome. I love it. And great start to my Friday. We are only halfway there, guys. We have a big brain bounce tonight. I'll see if I can find it on Wikipedia. I should be able to find it, but I have to update my thingies as well. And I want to eat a little. Today is Big Brain Bounce number 61, guys. BBB number 61. We're going to kick things off in 45 minutes with the man from Oklahoma, J Money Magic. You guys may not know him if you're not on Discord or very active on Twitch. J Money is a 4,900 MMR Zerg, and he's got more passion than anybody else on this planet. And also in his mind, he's got a fierce rivalry with Upper3. Meanwhile, Upper3 said, I never really think about J Money. I don't know why this is a thing, but sure, I'll play him. So J Money's been spamming me for 2 months, making this best of 5 happen. He's like, it's time for me versus Cell, me versus Cell, me versus Cell. And then by the time I asked Cell, Cell was like, why? What's the story? What am I missing? So it's a big deal for J Money. It's another best of 5 for Cell. After that, we've got Gref, a Cannon Rusher against Holden for $100. Then Eric versus Fjant, little ZVZ action for $125. And as main event, we have Mana versus Sort of. I told you guys, Mana deserved it, I think, after being really unlucky in DreamHack Masters Dallas. If I show you guys Mana's bracket, it's really sad. Because Mana, obviously, there are many brackets where Mana can win some money and have a decent run. Instead, open stage. Where is my boy Mana? Did I miss him? Yep. So he plays ShoWTimE in the very first round. ShoWTimE is a French Protoss, who's obviously very good. It's a tough first round, and then by losing to ShoWTimE, he had to play Solar, since Solar lost to Rogue. So Mana was by far and away the best player, who did not win any prize money in Dallas. You guys can see, basically, almost everybody gets paid. If you just win one series, you get paid. Obviously, some of these guys are really good too, like Holden is playing. That's why I invited him as well. Disrespect, but yeah, no, Mana does not belong here. Mana deserves a bit more. So, to give him at least something to get excited over this week, I decided to let him play in the main event against Sort of. $200 on the line, 150 for the winner. And yeah, that's all starting in 40 minutes. Hope you guys are excited. I'm going to go ahead and take a little break. I'll just throw it to a beer back screen for a while. We'll spam some ads. I'm going to eat. And by the time that I come back, there will be a new title to the stream, updated bracket link. And I'll be ready to cast some more StarCraft. 4 best of 5s. Hype. Hope you guys enjoyed WTL Code S. I enjoyed it. I'll see you guys soon.